So something that happened to me when I was trying to wake up is I was watching all these videos of teachers who were saying that you're pure awareness and stuff like that. And what happened to me is that my mind was trying to understand what they are saying. Because I thought that when I understand what they are saying, then I would finally wake up. And I wasn't able to grasp what they were trying to convey to me. And in the end, there is no understanding. Those teachers are trying to put something formless into a form so that you can kind of grasp it. But that's where you are being misled. You cannot grasp it. And if you're trying to grasp it, you will never grasp it. So, what can you actually do? Instead of trying to figure it out, just watch the thought. Some teachers even say, watch the one that's trying to figure it out. But when you say it like that, it can be misinterpreted and it seems so complicated, like then you're trying to literally find someone who's trying to figure it out. And then you say, I don't find anyone, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, what's the point? So, to put it very simply watch whatever. The most important thing to watch is your thoughts. Because they are creating the person. And then the truth is that the one who's watching the thoughts is already free from the thoughts. If you're seeing the thought as an object, then you're already free from it. So you're not identified with it, and that's the whole magic. And when you stay in this knowing, and you're not identified with thoughts, and you stay like that, then there's a transformation that will happen inside, but at first it won't feel like it. But that is basically the whole magic. Seeing thoughts as thoughts means that you are already doing it right. Alright? Then the one who's looking at a thought is not really someone who is looking at a thought. It is just a looking, is a verb. It's not a someone doing the looking, it's just the verb happening of looking. That's why there is no duality between a subject and an object. There is no subject looking at an object. It's just a looking at what is. And that's why people like to call it non-duality. They're not two. But at the same time, in this space of looking itself, there is a total aliveness in which you can find a sense of being at home and at ease. It's just some people have to come to the realization that happiness cannot be found in this world. And I'm one of those people. And I'm sure that you're also one of those people, because otherwise you wouldn't watch this video. And the universe or the beingness has made it so that people like us still have the opportunity to find something that gives us lasting happiness. We don't find any happiness in the world, maybe just temporary, short dopamine kicks, but that's not really satisfying. So the real happiness for us, or basically actually for everyone, is available for everyone, is in the one that's looking. But how can you sink into that? When I was trying to wake up and watching videos about how to sink into the watcher, I thought that I need to sink into the watcher, but that sinking isn't something that you do. You cannot do it. You can only observe what you are not. And in this observation of what you're not, you're already sinking. Into what you are. You kind of feel like you can now finally relate to what Jesus has said. You are in the world, but you're not of the world. So, and that's because you know, the whole process starts with just an observation. You simply sit, for example, you just sit somewhere on a chair, and you notice that there is a noticing already happening. You don't have to focus or concentrate. There is already a certain awareness. Otherwise, you wouldn't know that that you exist. And then you see, okay, thoughts are happening. I can see my thoughts. That's the beginning of awakening. And when you see those thoughts, you can also see all the movements that are happening inside of you. Normally, when you're not sitting down to be conscious of what's happening inside of you, then you're not aware of those things. Then you are totally identified with those things, which means you feel like you are those things, which means you don't see them. You're not actually aware that these things are there. You're not aware that the feelings and thoughts are there. As soon as you see the feelings and thoughts, and that means you're not them anymore. So it starts by sitting down on a chair, for example, and you see your thoughts and feelings and all the movements inside of you, and you're not trying to manipulate or control them or make them go away. You simply see that you are not them. And when you stay as that, when you deepen this practice, the sense of not being in the world is being strengthened. But it takes some patience. The freedom is immediate as soon as you see, I'm not this. But over time, this realization can become more strong. And it will be less likely that you will suffer. And that's the whole magic. But I just wanted to tell you that you shouldn't consume too much videos of people who are using very complicated words to point to this simple thing, in which words are absolutely unnecessary. And there are people like that who are really, really, really intellectual about this stuff. I'm sure they know what they're talking about, but I'm also sure that a lot of people who are listening to them have a hard time understanding and seeing what they are actually pointing to. So really just keep this in mind. If you want to keep something in mind, just watch your mind. And then you can even see, if you don't understand, how the question pops up in your mind, but how should I watch my mind? Do you see the arising of that question in your mind? If you see how the question is arising in your mind, then you've already answered your own question. That's how you observe it. And it's really simple. It's almost a little bit disappointing, but the magic will unfold when you keep on doing it. Somehow this whole psychological construct which is causing the suffering will crumble into pieces. And you have to make this experience for yourself. Alright? When you're no longer identified with all the ideas about the world, then you will see the world without labeling all the objects that you're witnessing, which also gives you a tremendous sense of unity with whatever's happening. Others will also say, or even say, that the very substance of the awareness that you are is, in your experience, not different from the substances or the substance of experience, which means that who you are is pure, formless existence. But when you experience something, then all these things, if you're not using labels but you're truly experiencing with your senses, then you will see that substantially those things consist of the same thing that you are. which is also why people call it non-duality. It's just the main thing that is important is that you don't perceive the world through words, and you don't perceive yourself as someone who has been through a past, which can take a little bit of patience, because a lot of us have been through a lot of negative stuff, you know. But there is a way out. You just no longer see yourself as someone who has been through this whole past. There's a possibility to be reborn. And then you become chill. Inside, you're not so much radiating this energy of neediness. I need your attention. I want you to do this for me. I need you to do this for me. You shouldn't do this because otherwise it would make me feel like this. All these things are valid on a human level. And you're not trying to get rid of those things because you want to be very noble, but you want to get rid of it because it makes you suffer. Avoiding certain things, trying to chase certain things, thinking that happiness is somewhere else, is making you suffer. So instead of chasing and avoiding, observe the movement of chasing and avoiding, and the one that's observing it, which is not a person, of course, is already the source of happiness that you were looking for. And it will unite you with existence. That's the whole message. And I hope you don't take this in a way that you turn it into a philosophical thing. Experience it and let me know in the comments if you got it. Alright, and have a good day.